Hello everyone, very good evening. Welcome to AMIT IAS. Guys, today's our session is daily MCQ practice. You know that your prelims exam is on MCQ based. So it is very essential for us to practice MCQ daily. Okay? So our session is on that only. And let's move on to our first question. It's on Manipur crisis. Your first question is, if a particular area is brought under the fifth schedule of the Constitution of India, which one of the following statements best reflects the consequences of it? Statement A, this would prevent the transfer of land of tribal people to non tribal people. Statement B, this would create a local self governing body in that area. Statement C, this would convert that area into a union territory. Statement D, the state having such areas would be declared a special category state. Your question is, which of the following statement is or are correct? Option A and D only. Option B and C only. Option C, A only. Option D, A, B and C only. You have to find out the correct statement regarding fifth schedule of Constitution of India. So the correct statement is C. Statement A. This would prevent the transfer of land of tribal people to non-tribal people. Now let's see the explanation. This would prevent the transfer of land of tribal people to non-tribal people. What is it? It's a statement A. If a particular area is brought under the fifth schedule of Constitution of India, it means that the area is designated as a scheduled area and special provisions are made to safeguard the rights and interest of tribal communities residing in that area. One of the significant consequences of such inclusion is the protection of tribal land from being transferred to non-tribal individual or entities. The objective is to protect the social, cultural and economic rights of tribal population and prevent exploitation and displacement. So the statement wants to say that the fifth schedule prevents the transfer of the tribal land, the land which is under the tribal people to the non-tribal people. Why? Because if they transfer the land, they might be using the land for the economic purpose, for their own social purpose. But if they transfer it to the non-tribal people, don't know what for what they are using. They might be constructing a mall there, or they might constructing some other facilities there. So what after after that what will happen? So after that, the land is used for the commercial purpose or might not be used for the commercial purpose, for other non-commercial purpose also, but the land belongs to the tribal people and they use it for their own purpose. And our fifth schedule says that a land which is especially given to the tribal people, a land which belongs to tribal people, cannot be transferred to the non-tribal people. Okay, I hope it's clear. Let's move on to our next question. Our next question is on POXO Act 2012. Guys, this act is a very, very important point. POXO Act. What is the POXO Act? It's a act for save the children from the crime. Okay. So let's see the question. What is the primary objective of the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012 in India? The question is asking the primary objective of POXO. Let's see the statements. A. To address crimes related to child labor and exploitation. B. To protect children from online harassment and cyberbullying. C. To provide free and compulsory education to all. And D. To safeguard children from sexual abuse and exploitation. Your question is, which of the following statement is or are correct? Your options are option A and D only, B and C only, C, D only, and D, A, B and C only. You have to find the correct statement. So what is the correct statement here? The correct statement is statement D, that is option C, to safeguard children from sexual abuse and exploitation. Let's see the explanation. The primary objective of the POCSO Act 2012 is to safeguard children from sexual abuse, exploitation, and other sexual offences. The Act aims to provide a comprehensive legal framework to address and protect children from such heinous crime and ensure the effective implementation of child protection measures in India. Let's move on to our next question. Our next question is on GST. The question is, which of the following statement about the goods and service tax in India is correct? Your statements are: A. GST is a state level tax levied on the scale of goods and services within a state. B. GST is a single tax levied by the central government on the supply of goods and services across India. C. GST is a tax levied only on luxury goods and services. D. GST is applicable only to the goods and not on services. Guys, read the statement very carefully. The statements are very confusing. You have to read it properly before answering the question. The question is asking which of the following statement is or are correct. Your options are: option A, only A; option B, all of the above; option C, B only; option D, none of the above. So the correct answer is option C, only B. The statement B, GST is a single tax levied by the central government on the supply of goods and services across India. Let's see the explanation. GST is a successor to VAT used in India on the supply of goods and services. GST is a digitalized form of VAT where you can also track the goods and services. Both VAT and GST have the same taxation slab. It is a comprehensive, multi stage, destination based tax. Comprehensive because it has subsumed almost all the indirect taxes except a few state tax. Multi-stage tax as it is, the GST is imposed at every step in the production process, but is meant to be refunded to all the parties in all the various stages of production other than final consumer and a destination based tax. It is collected from point of consumption and not from the point of origin like previous taxes. What previous taxes are used to, they are collected from the point of origin to the last point, but the GST is collected only from the point of consumption. GST here, goods and services are divided into 5 different tax slabs for collection of taxes: 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. Guys, here is a homework for you. You all have to find out the goods and services which are under these tax slabs. The tax came into effect from 1st July 2017 through the implementation of the 101 Amendment of the Constitution by the Indian government. The GST replaced existing multiple taxes levied by the central and state government. Let's move on to the next question. Our next question is on mangroves. The question is: mangrove are unique ecosystem found in A. freshwater lakes, B. desert, C. coastal region, D. alpine region. So what is the correct option here? The correct option is C. coastal region. Let's see the explanation. Mangroves are unique and specialized ecosystems found in a coastal region, particularly in tropical and subtropical areas. These are characterized by brackish water, where fresh water from river mixes with the sea water from the ocean. So what is brackish water? A place where fresh water of river and sea water mixes together. That area is known as that area or that water is known as brackish water. It, the mangroves are well adapted to thrive in these intertidal zone. Guys, this place where the fresh water and the sea water mixes is known as intertidal zone. It providing essential ecological function such as coastal protection, habitat for diverse species and carbon sequestration. They play a crucial role in maintaining the health and biodiversity of coastal ecosystem and act as a buffer against natural disaster like cyclones and tsunami. You have to find, guys, how the mangroves play a crucial role in maintaining health and biodiversity of coastal ecosystem. How the mangroves are maintaining this health of the coastal ecosystem. It's your homework. Please find its answer and write it in the comment box. Let's move on to next. The next question is on pollution. The question is, which of the following activities can contribute to land pollution? Your statements are A. Recycling of waste material. B. Proper disposal of hazardous chemical. C. Use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides in agriculture. And D. Afforestation and tree plantation. Your question is, which of the following statement is or are correct? You have to find the correct statement. So according to the question, we have options. Option A, only A and C. Option B, all of the above. Option C, only C. And option D, none of the above. So what is the correct for land pollution? So the correct option is option C, only C. Use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides in agriculture. Now let's see the explanation. Land pollution refers to the degradation of the quality and fertility of the land due to human activities. The use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides in agriculture is a major contributor to land pollution. These chemicals can contaminate the soil, affect groundwater quality, and harm the biodiversity. So if we directly throw the chemical, or we use the chemical fertilizers and pesticides in agriculture, so what will happen? It will leach down in earth, and then it will affect our groundwater quality and harm the biodiversity of our environment. Option A, B and D are not activities that contribute to land pollution. Instead, they are efforts to mitigate pollution and promote environmental conservation. Lakes. So your question is, what is the following is the largest freshwater lake in India? Your options are A. Dal Lake, B. Chilika Lake, C. Vembanad Lake, and D. Wular Lake. Guys, see the options very carefully. I'm repeating it again. A. Dal Lake, B. Chilika Lake, C. Vembanad Lake, D. Wular Lake. So the correct option is C. Vembanad Lake. Now let's see the explanation of this question. Vembanad Lake is located in the state of Kerala. Vembanad Lake, located in the state of Kerala, is the largest freshwater lake in India. It is a significant backwater lake and is known for its biodiversity, scenic beauty, and importance of local communities. This explains the Vembanad Lake. Okay, now let's see the other options of the lake. Dal Lake, your option A. Dal Lake is very famous lake in Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir. We all know about it. It's a tourist place also. B. Chilika Lake. The Chilika Lake is the largest brackish water lake in India, situated in Orissa. Guys, pay attention to this sentence. Chilika Lake is the largest brackish water lake in India, situated in Odisha. Now, the option D, Wular Lake. Wular Lake is the largest freshwater lake in Jammu and Kashmir. Guys, pay attention here. Here you can get confused between Vembanad Lake and Wular Lake. Wular Lake is the largest freshwater lake, but it's largest in Jammu and Kashmir only. But the Vembanad Lake is the largest freshwater lake in India. Okay, here you can see. However, in terms of size, Vembanad Lake is the top spot and as the largest freshwater lake in India. Okay, got it? Let's move to our next question. Our next question is on inflation. Question is, inflation is best described as. Your statements are: Statement A, an increase in the general price level of goods and services in an economy over a specific period. B, a decrease in general price level of goods and services in an economy over a specific period. C, the total value of goods and services produced within a country's border in a given time. D, the difference between export and import of a country. Which of the following statement is or are correct? Option A, only A, B and D. Option B, all of the above. Option C, C only. And option D, A and C only. So, your question is, which of the following statement is or are incorrect? You have to find the incorrect statement. So, the incorrect statement is only A, B and D. Let's see the explanation. Inflation refers to the sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. It means that, on average, the price of most goods and services are rising, leading to a decrease in purchasing power of money. Option B refers to deflation, which of the following, which is opposite to the inflation, and option C refers to GDP. Okay, let's move to the next. Next question is on Article 35A. It's a very hot topic nowadays in news. Article 370 and Article 35A. So the question is, Article 35A of the Indian Constitution is related to A, special status granted to Jammu and Kashmir, B, protection of linguistic minorities, C, reservation of seats for women in local bodies, and D, special provision for the administration of tribal areas. So for you the question is, which of the following statement is or are incorrect? You have to find the incorrect statement. So the incorrect statement is, guys, there is a mistake. Which, your question is, which of the following statement is or are correct? So the correct option is A only. Option A. Let's see the explanation. Article 35A of the Indian Constitution grants special rights and privilege to the permanent resident of Jammu and Kashmir. It empowers the Jammu and Kashmir legislature to define permanent resident and provide them with certain exclusive rights such as the right to own land and immovable property, access to government job and participation in local government institutions. This article has been a subject of debate and legal challenges due to its implication on constitutional framework and right of citizen in Jammu and Kashmir. So the Article 35A gives special rights and privilege to the permanent resident of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. Let's move on to our next question. Our next question is on tribes in India. So the question is, which of the following tribe is not indigenous to Manipur? Your options are A, Tangakhul, B, Miti, C, Kuki, and D, Naga. The question is, which of the following tribes is not indigenous to Manipur? So the correct answer is option B, Miti tribe. Let's see the explanation. Miti is the majority ethnic group in Manipur and is considered the indigenous population of the Imphal Valley. However, it is not classified as a tribe but rather than as a community. The Meeti community has a distinct culture and history and forms the majority of the population in the valley region of Manipur. The other option, Thangakul, Kuki, and Naga, are indeed indigenous tribes in Manipur, each with its own distinct culture and heritage. So the question is very important topic, and nowadays it's a very hot topic in the news, and you have to pay your full attention towards this topic, that Manipur, whatever is happening in the Manipur, you have seen that Manipur is burning. So it's a very important topic, and you have to know about the tribes, and these topics for this topic, the tribes in India, it's a topic from this is now in news. So about the Methi tribe, we have see here that Methi is the not the indigenous tribe of Manipur. Okay, so guys, our next let's move on to our next question. I hope you're getting all the explanations very clearly. Our next question is on higher education institution. Your question is, which of the following is not an essential aspect of ensuring a safe and secure environment for women in higher education institute? I see the question again. Which of the following is not an essential aspect of ensuring a safe and secure environment for women in higher educational institute? Your statements are: installation of surveillance camera, B. Sensitization workshops for student and faculty, C. Establishment of a women's grievance redressal cell, and D. Encouraging gender segregation in classroom. Question is, which of the following statement is or are incorrect? You have to find the incorrect statement. Which of the following is not essential? So your options are A, B and D only. Option B, none of the above. Option C, C and D only. And option D, D only. So the correct answer is D. Encouraging gender segregation in the classroom is not essential aspect of ensuring safe and secure environment. Let's see the explanation. Encouraging gender segregation in classroom is not an essential aspect of ensuring safe and secure environment for women in higher education institution. Gender segregation can lead to gender discrimination and may not effectively address the root cause of safety issues for women in education setting. Instead of that, what we should do, we should promoting gender inclusivity, awareness and measures that protect and support the right of individual regardless of gender are more effective approaches to creating safe and secure environment in higher education institutions. So what we should do for segregation is not the correct way to safeguard or to provide that safe and secure environment. We should not discriminate between the sex. What is we should not discriminate between the male and female. We should instead of that, we should teach them how to be supportive, how we should teach them their rights and what how to help each other. We should provide uh, these kind of things, these kind of values in our education institutions. Okay, got it everyone? Now let's move to our next topic, National Green Tribunal. So your question is, which of the following statement about National Green Tribunal is correct? Your statements are: A. National Green is a statutory body established under Environment Protection Act 1986. B. National Green Tribunal jurisdiction extend only to matters related to air pollution in India. C. National Green Tribunal has offices in every state, capital of India for better accessibility. And D. National Green Tribunal has original jurisdiction over dispute arising from interstate river sharing. So, what's the correct statement? The correct statement is National Green Tribunal is a statutory body established under Environment Protection Act 1986. Let's see the explanation. NGT is a specialized judicial body established under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010 and not the Environment Protection Act 1986. So here the statement, you have to find the incorrect statement here. So the incorrect statement, guys, there is a typographical error. According to the question, you have to find the incorrect statement. So the incorrect statement is A. National Green Tribunal, it is a statutory body established under the Environment Protection Act 1986. Let's see the explanation. NGT is a specialized judicial body established under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010, not under the Environment Protection Act 1986. It was created to handle cases and matters related to environmental protection and conservation in India. The National Green Tribunal has jurisdiction over a wide range of environmental issues, including matters related to air pollution, water pollution, forest conservation, and biodiversity. However, its jurisdiction is not limited to air pollution only. NGT is NGT's principal bench is located in New Delhi, and it may also have regional benches as deemed necessary by the central government. While NGT is instrumental in resolving environmental disputes, it does not have original jurisdiction over disputes arising from interstate river water sharing. These such disputes usually fall under the purview of Supreme Court of India. Okay, so guys, these all are our topics for today's MCQ. I hope you have practiced this question. If you have any suggestions, doubts, or queries, you can write it in the comment box. Let's see you in the next session. Till then, practice more. All the best and goodbye.